And now, the Commander-in-Chief is back. Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups, the Oval Office of Gulf Coast Talk Radio.
You're listening to Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups. Welcome back from the break. So the headlines of an International Business Times article reads, Sunshine State defies Holder, will continue voter purge. And of course, the Sunshine State is Florida, and Holder, of course, is Eric Holder, the Attorney General. And the purge that they're talking about, the voter purge, is that the state of Florida is on a mission, as they are required by law to do. They're on a mission to purge the rolls, the voter rolls, in face of the upcoming national election, the presidential election. They're purging the voter rolls of all things, dead people who are still on the roll, or illegals, people that they have determined to be ineligible to vote, convicted felons or illegal aliens, just illegal people. And they're also purging the voter rolls of non-people, fake names, fake people who have made their way, or names that have made their way to the voter rolls through some type of fraud. So the Secretary of State of Florida, Ken Detzner, and his officials said that they were going to continue their mission to purge the rolls as they were required by law to do. Now, this is in defiance of objections from the U.S. Justice Department. See how upside down this administration is? You would think that the U.S. Justice Department would want every state's voter rolls to be accurate and to not contain dead people or illegals or non-people. Oh, no, not this administration. This administration says that policy of purging the rolls of those kinds of people violates 2 federal voting laws. But the state of Florida says we have a year-round obligation to ensure the integrity of Florida's election. So on Thursday, T. Christian Herron, Jr., the head of the Justice Department's voting section, said the effort to remove voters appears to violate the 1965 Voting Rights Act, which outlaws discriminatory voting practices that disenfranchise minorities. Wow, listen to all those power-packed words. Outlaws, discriminatory, disenfranchise minorities. I'm telling you, the leftists sure know how to use those power words, don't they? The article says that on a list of almost 2,700 voters, the state suspects are non-citizens. Okay, that means illegals. Blacks and Latinos were disproportionately represented, according to an analysis by the Miami Herald, which concluded Democratic and independent voters are the most likely to be targeted. Wait a minute. Blacks, Latinos, Democrats, and independents then are the most likely to be dead people? Or illegal people? Or non-people? I mean, listen to yourself, you leftists. Florida state officials apparently are voiding out all of the hard work that the leftists and Acorn has been doing by exhuming dead people and making up people and by padding the voter rolls with non-entities. Can you imagine that? Florida is actually following the law. They're actually making sure that there is integrity in the voting system of Florida to the best of their ability. They're actually not going to let dead people vote. They're actually not going to let illegal aliens vote. They're actually not going to let non-people vote. And the U.S. Department of Justice is actually calling that discrimination. So I do thank God for the officials in Florida who actually understand that under this administration we're living in an upside-down America. And the officials in Florida say, we're not going to stand for it. We're going to keep our law. Eric Holder, we're thumbing our nose at you. When we come back, we'll have another segment of Freedom Friday. Get your copy of my Amazon #1 bestseller in Science and Religion, The Magic Man in the Sky, Effectively Defending the Christian Faith. Considering the world in which we now live, you need this book. Get your copy today, Amazon.com or the WND Superstore.